Hi guys, welcome back to the One Auto channel. Got this one here behind me. It's a 2004 1.7 Astra CDTI. It's coming because it's got a pretty heavy oil leak. And I love oil leaks. So let's take a look at it.
Was too loud.
I've spent about an hour cleaning this up. There's oil absolutely everywhere. I took off the engine undershield because it's just absolutely saturated. I mean, mess all over the floor. Most of the oil appeared to be coming from the alternator area, so it's splashing all up there up onto the radiator and just all in this general area in the bottom of the radiator and on top of the subframe there. Now I've had it running for quite a while after turning it off. I've just popped out and came back, and there we can see a little track with a drip at the end. This is coming from inside the alternator. It's coming up there from inside the alternator. It's obviously coming and dripping down and coming out. So the back of the alternator is the vacuum pump, which is oil fed. Oil fed with this pipe here, and it returns back to the engine in that pipe there. We've seen before copper washers for the banjo fittings, but they're all okay. So I've seen those leak. This is actually coming from the inside of the alternator, so I suspect that this vac pump seal has gone. It's getting oil right inside it, so I suspect that the oil seal has gone and it's leaking the oil into the alternator. I'll leave it running for a while. I had left it running for about 20 minutes after cleaning it, and there was absolutely nothing. So while that's running in the background, this is an old one that a friend of mine's just given me just to dissect. The alternator's knackered on this one, but it's the same idea basically. You've got your vac pump on the back. There's 3 Phillips screws, and I've just taken those out. So this is your vac pump. Now inside there is your eccentric bit that spins and creates the vacuum. So there's no seal there, as you can see. It's just flat surface. But just here is an O-ring. Dissected this O-ring, stripped it apart. So not only have you got this little rubber O-ring just there, like that. In here, that's the rear bearing. That's the bit that drives the vac pump. In there is your oil seal as well. Yeah, there you go. There's an oil seal, and that's held in there with a circlip. Yeah, I suppose on the other one, the oil's getting past that oil seal there and into the alternator. Morning, it's the next day. I couldn't get an alternator yesterday. By the time I could get one, it was in the afternoon. This guy actually lives in Birmingham, which is about an hour and a half drive from where I am. So we said, okay, take it home, we'll fill it with oil to the, well, we'll put it to the max and take it home. We'll see how much it uses when you come back tomorrow. He's back. It's leaking bad because I haven't got the under tray on. I've just topped it up, 3/4 of a litre it's just taken. But anyway, let's show you. Now you can probably see, without any guards on there, it's absolutely soaked under here. Absolutely soaked. And this was here yesterday. I don't know if I showed you all the way to the back of the car, and it's hitting that rear axle just there. You can see all the oil. But it's all down this one side. This side of the car is dry. Anyway, I think, guys, that 100% confirms, especially with that drip about to fall off just there, that this oil is absolutely peeing out of the alternator. Up here, the crankshaft oil seal is completely dry. The banjo fittings, I don't know if we can get the light up there, but the banjo fittings, the oil feed for this vacuum pump is dry up there, and it's dry just on the end of the vacuum pump just there as well. So it's obviously the seal's gone in between the two, and that's where his oil leak's coming from. So we'll get this changed out. We've got a new belt as well. We'll put a new belt on. First things first, Brake clean it.
Oh, that part's too loud.
So first thing, any alternator, disconnect your negative bleed of your battery. You don't want to be zapping anything. Tuck that out of the way. Right, I've just taken this inner wing guard off, just one more T20 at the top, and then that drops down out the way. Get the belt off now, it's 15mm on the tensioner. Always draw your belt if you haven't got a diagram of it, because they can get a little bit confusing. This one we need to push up on, that releases the tension. And what we'll do, we'll actually just pop that off the alternator. Let the spanner rest. Oh no, it comes off, so that's alright. Right guys, I'm underneath the vehicle. I cracked off the, it was 19mm at the top for the vac line that goes up to the brake servo, but it wouldn't unscrew, so there's a connector further up, so that's still connected to the top of this vac pump. Anyway, I've come down underneath and I've taken off the oil drain and the vac line down there. I've disconnected the main lead from the battery, and I've just battled for about half an hour trying to get this plug undone, because it's one of these GM ones that you've got to squeeze and click and then push up at the same time, and it's all on top and you can't see what you're doing. So yeah, a few choice words were thrown in to help me along the way, but camera wasn't on. Right, I've took that belt off because I'm changing it. I'm going to set the tensioner in its position so I can put a pin through, so it gives me a bit more room with this alternator. There's a hole at the top of the tensioner. You can put a drill bit or a pin. There we go. That just holds the tension off. Easier for when to install the belt like that as well. Right, I need to whiz this alternator off now. So you've got 14mm down here. You've got 12mm at the top. Big long oily bolt. Beautiful. Nothing worse than diesel oil. Some movement. So when I lower this down, it's going to have the vac pipe still connected. Hopefully it'll come through here. I might just take the hooter out the way. 14mm. Nice. Free sleeve. This has got oil all the way around it. That's coming out the vac pump. So it's like it's been going in here and then throwing it all out at the back, hitting the fan at the back and chucking it out. Okay, give it a clean up all round there, get the replacement one on. So here's my new unit. I've just had to swap a couple of bits over, these two unions, one there and one there. And let's take that up, that's for the wire. That's where the drain goes. Get it back in. Well guys, there was me happily chatting away to myself and what have you. Battery died, sorry about that. Basically, don't put the bottom bolt in first, put the top bolt in first, and then it swings down nicely. I was struggling, I was putting the bottom bolt in and it wouldn't push up, wiring was getting away, but by putting the top bolt in and letting it swing from at the top, it eliminates that problem. Before you tighten it up, make sure that all your pipes and your wiring are in the right position, and when you're happy with it, nip it down tight. Connect the small back line up there, connect to block, that one in, like that. That's the awkward one. Spent ages trying to get this sodding thing out. And then the main battery cable. Next we can put on a oil drain clip back in your oil level sensor plug. You have to undo to get at the 14mm nut for the alternator bottom bolt. Then last but not least, you've got to put your banjo oil feed back in. Make sure you've got your copper washers either side. Normally come with a new one, this one hasn't. I'll try and use this, if not I'll change them. I haven't got the right size, I'll have to go and get some if it needs them. But if it seals, happy days. And nip that down tight, don't kill it. That's very tight, good, happy days. Right, okay, so I've fed my belt back round. All we need to do then is just take the tension off, take out your pin, and that's tight. And don't forget your hooters. So back at the top, this vac line runs alongside the dipstick. This is where I disconnected it from, just here. Just pulls apart, clips into there. Oil level I've checked, so we've got plenty of oil in it. We'll get this thing started up. I won't, let's connect the battery first. Got it started up. We'll make sure that the alternator's charging, obviously that's quite important. And fingers crossed, no more oil leaks. Charging. 14.29, 14.3. Sweet as you like. Okay, underneath. Okay, no oil so far. What I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go on a good long road test. I'm going to go 5-6 miles, bring it back, put it back up on the lift, and we'll know then. Right, I'm back. I've done 5 miles and we're pretty clean and dry under here. We're probably going to get a bit of oil coming out of the under tray because I've left it in my bin draining overnight, but you know, it's so much oil was everywhere. We're going to have a bit dripping off suspension components that I've missed, but anyway, I think we nailed the source of it, so I'm very pleased. So there we go, guys. 1 gallon of brake cleaner, half a bag of absorbent granules, and a roll of blue paper. We're there. Oil peeing out of the alternator. I've seen it before, but not quite as heavy as what this one was doing, but there you go. Anyway, I hope the video was of use to somebody. If it was, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, connect to me, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Thanks for watching.